Okay, so some context. Me and a couple buddies of mine decided to do a very abrupt, very rushed, very much scuffed podcast in VR chat. And it's one of the worst things I've ever done in my life. The audio sucks. The recording of the game itself is literally a picture show. And it's very offensive. It gets kind of a little heavy here and there. But overall, I think it was a good time. And honestly, uh, I enjoyed myself to some extent. Alcohol may have been involved here and there for certain individuals. We will not say who, but nonetheless, I hope you enjoy this fucking dumpster fire. Yeah. All right. It's starting. It started. Oh, this is so fucking laggy. It's so.
Call ourselves the Wu-Tang Clan.
Bro, okay, it started. It's so fucking laggy. The stream is lagging so fucking hard, but not stream.
Green,
recording.
what's wrong with you? Holy shit.
Look, okay, I want you guys to be funny. Yes.
You need better internet.
Okay, let's do the intro, baby.
Everyone
Let's roll.
Everyone. Wait, what?
Okay. Shut up. Be quiet. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Alright. Okay. Fuck. What was the name again?
I thought that fucking Jack Daniels was a bottle of olive oil.
Right, okay.
I thought that was a bottle of olive oil.
Be quiet.
That's good.
Wait, what?
Hello everyone and welcome to the Wu-Tang podcast. My name is Dan and we've got my co-hosts going in clockwise order around the table. We've got Grub Bub, say hi.
Why would you start it
We've got,
clockwise on like the opposite direction from you?
Shut up and
learn
going
talk.
clockwise, now shut the fuck up. We've got Japanese symbols I can't understand, say hello.
Oh no. That's good.
We've got Thomas Bro, say hello. We've got Milky Penguin, say hi.
What up, gamers?
Oh my.
Nice.
Nice.
Casually deep throats his mic.
Oh.
Say hello.
I also play VR chat without pants on.
Oh my god. Okay.
And of
Truly
course,
award-winning
last but
statement.
not least, we have Greeno.
Podcast.
Putown.
We're just kind of gonna improvise. So yeah, we're gonna let's start about the whole shit with what the fuck was it called?
The
What was
Minnesota
his name?
riots. No, the
George
Minnesota
Floyd or
riots, dude.
something?
Yeah,
The Minnesota-
George
yeah.
Floyd.
Joyce
yeah.
Floyd.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't agree with what the police officers did. I mean, yes, they should be tried for killing a man, but rioting in the
Of
streets
course.
and destroying buildings is unacceptable.
Yeah, that's not gonna want to do. That's
Yeah,
not gonna
exactly.
Do what
And
they
no,
did.
no,
I mean,
especially
obviously,
because.
I
Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say because obviously I live in the UK. I don't really know much about it, so I don't know exactly.
Well, let me tell
what
you, you
happened. I
ignorant UK bitch. Okay. First off,
Oh.
based on estimates, a lot of the people actually rioting and looting aren't actually from the area. Like, they're not from the state even. A lot of them are coming in from other
They're
states.
just doing it for the
due to-
case of riot.
yeah, well,
for the- yeah.
and not necessarily, but the issue is that a lot of them have much less attachment to the area because they're not from that locale, and so they've gotten swept away with the
Okay.
movement, and they're being fueled by a lot of pent-up aggression and rage over repressed emotions due to similar cases happening in the past, of course, with other like African American deaths that have been buried by communities, things like that. So this has basically
Yeah.
become a turning point where America has to decide if it's worth the sacrifice of potentially countless individuals in order to really make a change in how cases like this are handled in the future when there is police
Okay.
brutality or excessive action against members of minorities.
Yeah, I'd like to bounce off that idea. I mean, the fact that they're rioting, I can just already tell something's gonna go. Like, one person's gonna shoot, and then the entire crowd's just gonna get mowed down, and it's just you kind can almost see it happening because of how the things are going right now. Like they're destroying police stations and burning down buildings.
They
Which
burned
should
down
be
the Wells
condemned.
Fargo the other day. Yeah.
They burned down a Wells Fargo. What the fuck?
Yeah, I
What
know.
the fuck?
Oh yeah,
That
they burned
concerns
down the
me because I
McDonald's.
bank
Oh,
with
yeah, the
Wells Fargo,
McDonald's,
and I
yeah,
eat at
yeah, yeah.
McDonald's.
They burned down the fucking McDonald's.
Wait, I'm curious about another
Yeah.
foreigner's perspective. Little Japanese child, how do you feel about this?
I do not know.
Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I hate that they are wrecking all of the places because
Yeah.
it's not that company's fault that this dude died.
Right, their
You
innocence
take away
that shouldn't be
everybody's
involved.
job
Right.
because they wreck the whole store, so people don't get their money.
Mhm.
What the
And
frick?
instead of helping the minorities, what it's really doing is a lot of those same people are losing the work they have, so they might
Yeah,
end
they're
up
giving them
homeless
worse,
or starving.
a much worse
Right.
name.
All right.
Wow.
I think realistically, the only solution is we must reform the Justice League.
Yeah,
The Justice
the
League.
Justice League, bro. We need heroes at this point in the
Yes.
time, bro. The hero. This is when the heroes
Yeah.
emerge. When times are tough.
No,
That's
they don't even want to get involved with this. It's too political nowadays.
It's too
That's too
political.
you're right? Yeah, they're not allowed to make
Yeah.
free movements. What's up, Greg?
Didn't
Can't
the
you just take a
officers
look
that
at
killed
fucking
in
South Korea?
They're-
Hong Kong's
South
fucking actually
Corona?
protest properly.
Oh, like peaceful protests? Well, see, that's the
They're not
problem.
peaceful
There have been peaceful protests. However, again, due to the influx of people from outside the state, I do believe that a lot of those peaceful protests have been escalated into violent protests. And at that point, it's very hard to step down because if the police are given an order to stay on standby when they're being aggressed upon, most likely they're going to break under the pressure and start shooting, and then it escalates beyond anyone's control.
Exactly. Because they already have the National Guard deployed down there.
They have the army deployed. They have some army deployed.
Oh.
It's been active. It's at the point where active duty military is being deployed.
It's slowly becoming a war zone.
Yeah. Kind of like my bathroom after taco night.
Taco night. No, it's
that-
every night,
that's-
dude.
yeah, that's-
I can't control it. It's terrible.
Dude, there's something wrong with my
Sorry,
the
stomach.
officers that killed
They
George
were all
Floyd? I know
fired.
that
So
They all got
yeah,
fired.
the officer who was actually held responsible for the death itself is actually being tried for murder, as was stated. But of course, they are no longer
well.
maintaining their position. This is actually a very big step, I think, because realistically, of course, they should be tried for murder in that sort of circumstance.
Yeah,
Although
well, it
the
is
backlash
murder.
should not be this extreme. But normally, at least in the United States, as we've seen in the past, normally if this is not brought to media attention, officers are dismissed. They're asked to turn in their gun and potentially their badge. Sometimes they still keep their jobs even. But they're really not given any other consequences. In many cases,
Yeah.
I've done studies on this. Some officers have actually returned to the active force after being dismissed within like a year or two once the media settled down.
Yeah.
But
I
I
saw
also think that's a
something-
problem because of the statistic to civilian to police ratio. I think it's like 90,000 police in the U.S. compared to 3.7 million citizens.
Wait, what?
Yeah, something like that.
You know, it's a lot more people than that, right?
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh
say
well,
there's
that might have
way
just
more.
been one state. Yeah, that might have
Okay,
just
yeah,
been
that
one
sounds
state.
like one state. I was gonna say, Milky, I think that's one
Yeah, I was
state. I
gonna-
was like,
What the fuck?
if we have 3.7 million people in the U.S., we're a fucking small fucking country. Jesus
There's
Christ.
something 300 something people, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
There's like 64 million in the
No,
UK.
no. There's
No,
only like 4
there's
or
like
5
three-
people in the
there's
U.S.
like 330 million people in the U.S., I think. Like, yeah.
3.4 million.
I think
Let me look
that
at the
may have
police
been,
force
it's been a
size.
bigger city.
Let's see. Okay, so what we're looking
yeah,
at is
one thing-
approximately 700,000 full-time police officers, law enforcement officers.
Compared to
330 million United States citizens.
exactly.
That's not accounting illegal immigrants
By
either.
ratio.
So,
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Dan, what were you gonna
green,
say?
your people are multiplying.
Yeah, we always multiply. bro.
Yeah, I
That's
saw
just-
something fucking so stupid on Twitter earlier on today. I saw that in one of the trials or whatever, one of the officers said that he blamed the fact that the guy that actually killed him, do you know, because he like kneeled down on his neck or something and choked him out or some shit like that.
Right.
So that apparently he blamed it on the fact that his physical fitness wasn't good enough to stay alive. Like what kind of
Right,
fucking
which is
excuse
honestly just that's an ego statement. That is genuinely an ego statement. That's something that says that you disregard someone else's life enough
saying
to
something
just
like
say
that
that.
at all is just so
Yeah,
fucking
exactly,
dumb.
exactly.
Well, that just
It's
kind of proves the
extremely
point that he
egotistical.
doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't care about
Yeah,
his,
he doesn't actually regard human life very importantly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because like, look, just because people are morbidly obese doesn't mean that we can't care about them. It just means we accept that yes, they die easier, but we have to work around that. We have to get the mobility scooters and not tip the mobility scooters, even though it's really funny in parking lots.
Exactly.
It's really funny to just slam into mobility scooters in my car. That's the
Okay, no,
top
not
10
my car,
moment.
but
Whoa.
I have definitely tipped mobility scooters.
Oh
Yes,
my
small
God.
Japanese child.
Huh?
Did you say something, small Japanese child?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's European mainland.
Did you
How
say
was
that
that
you
you
want?
cut out?
I think you said you
As a
want
main-
to have sex with a small bean.
What did you do? The small way.
This whole thing seems like just charge them, and why does this keep happening? And so
Yes,
they're just
Thomas.
killing other police
So
officers.
yes, the underlying issue behind this is because there's a widespread discrimination, especially amongst the police forces, against African American and Latino citizens, even Asians to a smaller degree. They're actually taught in basic training for the police academy to racially profile, where they're statistically shown that higher amounts of crimes are committed by African Americans as well as Latinos, and thus they're more likely to be profiled for crimes in a situation. So this has been ongoing for countless years now, well over 100, and the communities at large have gotten very involved. And so because of social media, this becomes a very widespread issue to the point that protests are occurring throughout the United States currently, not just within the actual area of the act itself.
Have you guys been having protests in like the UK and stuff? And
No.
does that happen very often?
No,
Um,
the UK doesn't care about other people.
Yeah, we don't really have protests unless something really big happens, like something
The
that affects
worst
the whole
case-
country.
In Australia is if a footy team doesn't win, then there's a
True.
mini protest.
People die over that
This
too.
actually happens.
In Australia, people die over fucking sports.
Yeah, same here.
True
Yeah.
heroes.
No,
True.
Didn't a guy
I remember.
didn't a guy get his head stomped in? Yeah.
Jesus, what the fuck?
I don't know.
I think
Yeah,
someone got
People
their
What
head
happened?
stomped in.
sports in the
What the
U.S. It's called NASCAR.
Yeah, that's.
No, I mean like Milky, not NASCAR. We're talking about the fans kill each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, NASCAR.
Yeah.
That's actual soccer in Europe.
No,
Yeah.
Milky, in NASCAR, the fans kill each other because they get too drunk and they fall onto the racetrack.
But they still kill themselves.
And yeah, to an extent, I guess.
It's not violent, it's just autistic. That's the problem.
It is
This
violent. They're hit by race cars going 200 miles an hour.
No, they go zoom so fast they never get to fight back.
What the fuck?
Speaking of NASCAR, we should all watch Talladega Nights sometime.
That's a great movie. Shake and bake.
Talladega Nights is a good movie. Have any of you foreigners seen Talladega Nights?
No.
And this is why you can never enjoy the greatest country in the fucking world.
Yeah.
That's in the middle of like
Texas.
killing stuff. Like
Texas.
Oh,
I was
I
like
like how you call it the greatest
Are we
country
forgetting
out
that,
after everything we
like-
were just saying.
the funny part about the riots is
Yeah.
the amount of corona cases that are actually going to come out of it as well.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
yeah,
because it's
fuck.
obviously not still like slowed itself. So, and people are coming in from other states as well. And so, what that really means is it's going to mutate. You know, as Corona has been a highly adaptive strain
Yeah.
of COVID. So we're going to likely see another strain, or at least one, develop in this course. And so it's going to spark the second wave. The worst part being, because a lot of countries are opening their borders up again, if travel from the United States is allowed, there are going to be mini recessive carriers who end up going to other countries, which is going to spark outbreaks in other countries as well.
Yeah, they expect. My country said they expect another wave after the summification.
Right, but they're still opening borders and they're still opening work. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah,
Have they opened the U.S. borders?
Yes, the U.S. borders are open currently.
Mm.
Oh shit.
Get fucked.
Because you guys had the second fucking highest cases.
Get fucked. Get fucked. Get fucked. Get fucked. Welcome to the U.S.
It's
I remember
USA,
China, like,
bro.
they tried denying that they had more than they actually, like, they said they stopped it, and then everyone, like, called
Dude,
their bluff, and then
in
they
China,
actually
they were
said
legit
they had
killing
it.
people. Yeah, they were legit killing people in China. Okay, like they locked people in their homes and didn't
You
allow
have
them to go out and get
coronavirus,
food.
I shoot you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Death squads
Actually,
moving
small,
through the
small
streets.
Japanese child. Wait, real quick. Small Japanese child. Do you live in Japan?
Not anymore. No.
Okay.
Small
okay.
Japanese.
Yeah, because I was originally born in Korea, and some of my friends that are still in Korea, as they've been dealing with quarantine in Korea, it's been really difficult because a lot of foreigners living in Korea, for instance, some Chinese workers or Americans, have been discriminated against heavily due to the quarantine. And so they were the first ones to lose their jobs, or in some cases, they were literally only allowed to stay in their apartments and not allowed to, like, actually go anywhere, basically. Like, they would be delivered groceries, but only if they had the money already on hand. Yeah.
Like, they had to have cash, or they paid with,
They
like,
had,
Apple Pay or
to
something?
they had to have a bank account. Like, they had to have a sufficient funds to support themselves during the quarantine, but they weren't allowed to work. So.
Do they still get, like, a stimulus check and stuff?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
This
This
is
is Korea, brother.
my country be
Yeah.
like, let's close the schools. No,
Oh.
my country didn't want to close the schools until medical professionals said you have to
When you take
close the schools, and there was a petition close the schools.
You.
Them
Me?
way too long. Close the schools.
What do you say?
Grub! ERP her!
Huh? I already have.
Yeah,
They're-
content.
They already done it. Do it right now on the table, right here,
Poggers.
right here, right here, right here, right here, on the
come
table, on the
on.
table, on the
Up
table,
on the table.
right
Show
here.
him your Chin Chin des.
That was terrible.
Show it.
Can we get some live action, please?
Right
I
here.
don't actually want to witness this.
Oh,
I'll
that'll
actually
be
cut my fucking
violent,
eyes
dude.
out.
I feel like that'll
I'll
be
cut my eyes out.
that'll be something.
Look. I've seen enough fucking Japanese hentai to know where this is
Oh.
going.
You can never see enough. There's never enough.
Actually, real talk, it's weird. I don't think I've ever watched hentai on my own, but every time I'm like watching stuff with friends, like and we're streaming, someone just randomly brings up, "Let's watch hentai together," and I'm like, "Wait, why?"
That is truly friendship.
That
that is the deepest form of
It's
friendship.
not
It
the
is.
friendship I want. It's not the friendship I want, Green.
It's not the
Oh,
friendship
look.
you want, but it's the friendship you have.
Exactly,
Oh,
exactly.
no, not like this.
I've never watched hentai of anyone.
Well, my friend, you.
Wait,
Come
but
on,
you-
Grub.
but
Let's,
you-
can we pull some up right now?
Let's do
ERP
it.
a Japanese
up.
person, how?
Yeah,
Oh.
let's not.
Well, I mean, I have watched hentai of like one person, like once.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, just the homies being homies, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like sometimes you don't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
watch
yeah.
it to like
When,
get
when,
off.
you, when
You
you're just
watch it
casually
for
watching,
content.
when you're casually
Exactly.
watching Boku no Pico with a homie, like no one judges you.
Sometimes you don't
Yeah,
even
you
watch
know
it
what
to
I'm
like
saying?
get off. You just watch it for
But you-
content.
Exactly.
No comment.
Yeah, Thomas definitely agrees with that statement.
Don't, please don't question it. Please don't question that small Japanese child. I don't want to explain that.
Hey, Sean, dude.
Oh fuck, we
Oh,
made a
oh, hell
mistake.
yeah.
We made a mistake.
But join the
Wait,
podcast.
shit.
Join the
gotta
podcast.
guess,
Oh, what's up, dude?
What's it
Spec-
Why
called?
not?
Putang.
Pute.
Also, why is this room so fucking dark, dude? Why are we in the darkness?
I don't
It
like
is a bit dark. Yeah.
There's some.
Wait, small Japanese child, what do we call you?
Okay. Oh,
Tea.
Tea?
hello.
Yep.
Notice me.
Like green tea or black tea?
Tea.
How do you feel
Like
about
green
black
tea.
tea?
Hello.
Green tea. No,
Hello.
tea
Green
cake.
tea, I see.
Hello.
Sit back down.
Hello.
Thank you.
But I'm gonna have to cut this
Shit on
out.
your
This is
face.
too much white noise.
Okay.
You say white noise?
Yeah.
What's wrong with white noise, huh?
Oh, what do you mean? I listen.
Why does it gotta be black noise?
But
Ooh,
I'm just
got him there.
listen.
Got
like,
him
look.
there.
I don't need your excuses, boy.
Look, I just
I smelled
of
I
existence.
smelled the racism coming off from you from a mile away, boy.
Wow.
Wait a second, we got a guest speaker. Guest speaker, boys.
Guest speaker.
Host,
Guest speaker?
announce him. Announce him.
Joe Rogan.
So we have a guest speaker called Auntie. Yeah, say hello.
Hi.
And how do you feel about the riots in Minnesota, huh?
I think it's pretty great, but
Minnesota.
I mean, not great. No, wait, shit.
It's really great.
A position just opened for you on our chair member board.
Exactly.
Take a seat.
Oh wait,
Right there.
Yeah.
Oh, Grubby gone.
If Grub
So
comes
Grub's
back, you better get up out of that seat and
It just
move.
happened to me
Yeah.
2 seconds ago.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, T,
I
you're
can
all
just
alone
sit
now.
with him. It's okay. If he comes back, we can service.
Oh, is this gonna be like our ERP? Is this gonna be the
Is
the
this
sneak peek?
hand.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is great. I love this.
So next thing I've got on my papers is a list of things to talk about is the SpaceX launch. That
Oh
happened
yeah,
today.
yeah.
Oh, the
Big
2020.
talk.
Big
Big
Yeah,
talk.
Yeah.
I
Because
mean,
it
that
was-
was
it
great to watch.
It was meant to
That was
happen
pretty good,
yesterday, but obviously, what was it?
got
Oh, was it
It got
delayed,
delayed
Thursday?
due to some issues.
Fucking
Thursday. It was Thursday.
Thursday, yeah, it got delayed because of weather. But yeah, I didn't know what time it was on today, so I missed it.
3:22 Eastern
They're
Standard.
recordings. They're recordings. I can link you one if you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
It was pretty cool.
But I saw it after.
I watched
It was definitely cool because it's the first American astronauts to be launched from U.S. airspace in like 15 years, something like that.
I think it's at least 15. Yeah, it's been quite some time.
and they
Um,
landed there.
It's actually interesting because people seem to still think that we've been actively doing space exploration with humans, but it hasn't been in over a decade. Like,
Yeah, this is the
and it's
first
just
crewed
because of the
mission in a
cost.
long
It's just because of the
time.
cost. The spacesuits are one big issue, for instance, because of the
Oh,
amount
but
of
the
money
new
that
ones are
goes
like
into launch.
super sleek and really cool.
Yeah,
they're
well,
really-
it's
they're really
because the
small,
original
aren't they?
spacesuits,
The last 20 minutes of this podcast kind of got destroyed in the furnace because the recording kind of shit on itself, so it didn't fully record all the content. But hey, what can you do? Hey, shit. I hope you enjoyed this shitty little scuffed podcast that we did in VR chat, and I shall see you all later. Goodbye.